an incredible moment as 19,000 American hockey fans showed their love of Canada and showed Donald Trump there's nothing you're going to do to break our support of the Canadian people. No threats, none of your conduct will make us ever be divided against the Canadian people. Do you know the incident I'm talking about? It was something that quite literally brought tears to my eyes. Meidas Mighty and Maple Meidas, April 28th, 2026, this past week, before Game 5 of the NHL Eastern Conference first round playoff series between the Buffalo Sabres and the Boston Bruins at KeyBank Center in Buffalo, New York. So there was no Canadian team even playing in this game. So while the individual who was singing the Canadian national anthem, Camille Clune, she has an incredible voice, was about to start singing "Oh Canada," and she got out the first words. Seconds in, her microphone malfunctioned. It cut in and it cut out, and she wasn't able to sing it because the microphone malfunctioned. Then the crowd, the largely 19,000 pretty much Americans, right? People from Buffalo, people from Boston, because it was Buffalo versus Boston. They then start to sing the Canadian national anthem. And it was really it was a patriotic moment in the sense of showing how the U.S. and Canada are friends, are united. And it's people like Donald Trump who try to divide us, and people like Donald Trump who have just attack Canada, in such a pathetic and disgusting and frankly traitorous way. And look, we understand why Canada's launching this boycott and leading the world against the United States, against us. But this gives me hope about the future of what America is, what America can be again. So I want to share with you this moment. We covered it on Meidas Canada. Charlie Angus runs Meidas Canada, as you know. Watch this powerful moment, 19,000 people showing their support of Canada. And I think also saying, Trump, you can't break our love of Canada. Watch this. Let's play it.
Oh, Canada, our home and native.
Right? Didn't that bring tears to your eyes? So that moment right there that you saw inspired this epic rant by Charlie Angus that I'll bring to you right now. And Charlie Angus calls it Donald Trump, American psychopath. And he said, let me give you 4 or 5 reasons why it is objectively indisputed that Donald Trump is a psychopath. And you'll see as Angus goes on, he's inspired by what he saw there. He says that his brother, who frequently took trips to Buffalo, isn't going right now as part of the Canadian boycott. But seeing that there, I know, touched a lot of Canadians and meant a lot to see that, especially, given obviously the love of hockey, our shared love of the sport together. Watch right here what Charlie Angus has to say. Play this clip.
Donald Trump, you are a psychopath. You are a dangerous, thin-skinned, narcissist black hole of a human being. I'm not saying that for clickbait, Donald. I'm saying that because it's really essential now that the global community frames you and understands you for exactly who you are, because you don't give a damn about the economic catastrophe that you have unleashed on the world with your disastrous war in Iran. You don't care about the UN warning about global hunger because the Strait of Hormuz has been closed to agricultural products that are essential for countries around the world. You don't care that your allies, well, you don't have allies, you hate them all anyways, are now struggling with economic shockwaves that you caused. And what's your focus? Oh yeah, you want a ballroom. That, my friend, is a sign of a dangerous, self-centered black hole of a human being. Okay, I'm going to give you just 5 reasons, Donald. You can come on my show and argue with me if you want, if you think I'm being mean to you. But I think it's a pretty straightforward argument. Number 1, where are the pets? You know, I was thinking about that with you, Donald. I mean, presidents always have pets. They always make sure everybody knows they have pets. Adolf Hitler loved dogs. Okay, they were German shepherds, but he loved them anyways. Nixon had checkers. Where's the cat? Where's the dog? Nothing. You don't like pets? Interesting sign, Donald. Number 2, how come we never see you visiting schools or hospitals, you know, the children's sick kids wards? You know, think of George W. Bush. Now, there was a guy who probably was on the least impressive scale of United States presidents. He was pretty down near the bottom. But that famous footage on 9/11, he's reading to children in a kindergarten classroom, and his aide whispers in his ear that the Twin Towers have just exploded. And Donald, did you see how George W. reacted? He sat there for a minute because I think he didn't want to panic the children. Well, that's what even a guy like George W. understood, the role of a president not scaring the kids. But I've never seen you anywhere near kids because you don't like them and you don't care because you would rather be sucking up to oligarchs, right? Okay, that, my friend, is psychopathic. And number 3, you hate Canadians. Okay, you might say, well, you're just an outraged Canadian. No, Donald. I mean, I was thinking about this a lot. I mean, if you hate Canadians, who do you like? I mean, we are like your next door neighbors. We've shown time and time again, you know, if you've got wildfires in California, we'll fly our people down. You know, whenever you needed something in the United States, if you called on Canada, we were like, okay, sure, we'll help. We're like your friendly neighbors. And yet you hate our guts. You've said this again and again and again, how we are the nastiest people on the planet, how you insult us all the time, every chance you get. You've never said anything bad about Vladimir Putin, but Canadians, you hate Canadians. So I'm thinking, well, if you don't like Canadians, then who are your friends? I mean, what? The psycho dude in Argentina? Benjamin Netanyahu, an indicted war criminal? I mean, Vladimir Putin, no, he's not your friend. I know you keep wishing, and you actually typed, would Vladimir Putin be my best friend? Vladimir Putin sees you as a subservient vassal, because that's the other thing about dangerous psychopaths. There's a power structure, and Vladimir Putin, he's top dog, and you, Donald, you're running behind him. So you hate Canadians, you hate kids, and you don't like pets. Okay, there's 3. Now we're going to go into the darkness, the Epstein files, and the really frightening allegations of child rape.
And this is where Charlie Angus, I just want to fast forward a little bit to show you where Charlie Angus talks about how one of the signs also that Donald Trump is a psychopath is his just horrific sportsmanship. Here, play this clip.
Okay, Donald, I'm going to end on that and just go to one other thing. Man, you're a bad sportsman. I've been reading about the stuff at all your golf clubs where you have all these tournaments and you win them all. And everybody knows you don't win. And you know you don't win, but you don't care because you want the trophy. I mean, that is just so cheap, Donald. I mean, I don't know how you grew up as a kid, but, you know, when I was a kid playing in the schoolyard, you know, my mom said, hey, be a good sportsman, be fair, don't cheat, you know, let other kids have the ball too, not you. You want all the ball or you're going home. I'm going to end on that because I want to show you, Donald, how decent people act, how decent people in the United States care for their neighbors and show good sportsmanship. Check out this footage of the Buffalo Sabres versus the Boston Bruins playoff game in Buffalo, New York. So there's no Canadian team playing there, but what do? They play the Canadian anthem. They play the Canadian anthem, Donald, because they know that as a border town community, they have lots of friends and fans in Canada, and it's a sign of respect. Now, my brother Mike sent me this, because my brother Mike, he's a subway driver. He's on the getting up for on the Bloor Danforth line, the number 1 line, every morning. Hey, Midas crews, if you're going to work or going to school, keep an eye out for my brother. He's like me, but better looking. Anyways, my brother loves Buffalo. He loves all things Buffalo. He was so proud to see this, but you know what? He's not traveling to Buffalo anymore until you're gone, Donald, and we can bring friendship back. But check out this. What happens when the mic cuts out and the people in that Buffalo arena stand up and sing, "Oh, Canada." That's what decent people do.
Oh, Canada, our home and native. Patriot love. With love, we see that you are strong and from far and wide. Oh,
Wow, it doesn't matter how sick and evil Donald Trump is, he's not going to take that basic goodness away from people. That's why I wanted to share this with you.
It's true. Donald Trump cheats at everything. And you see him always cheating in golf. The MeidasTouch Network busted him cheating in golf numerous times, where he would like take the ball and move it. And he lies and says he wins all these tournaments in his own golf courses. I want to end with this. Prime Minister Carney, a speech that he gave earlier, where he says, where he's responding to Canada now being chosen as the multinational defense bank host, that this multinational defense bank to lend money to countries across the world associated with NATO. This is going to be in Canada, not in the United States. Why? Because people recognize that Canada is now the leader of the free world, and that Prime Minister Carney, former top central banker, just an able statesman, someone who can be trusted, is leading the way. So let me share with you what Prime Minister Carney had to say here. Play this clip.
Effectively, about 20 countries have come together. There's possibility of more being added over time to set up a new financial institution. And what does it do? The core of what it would do is to finance the private sector in helping to build out in Canada and in other countries, but I'll focus on Canada, to build out our defense capacity. And that defense capacity, by the way, lots of work for the skilled trades in doing so, in doing that. And I'll finish on the bank, and I'll make a broader point about that if I can. So what does the bank do? It provides a much more efficient way of funding those new activities, because you bring together the collective strength of a big number of countries. And this is a model that's used in the World Bank, for example. It's used in the European Investment Bank. It's used in a variety of international organizations when you have a specific need. In this case, it's not just Canada that's increasing towards that 5% of GDP. It's all of those other countries that have made that commitment. By pooling together, we're stronger financially. And it's a testament to Canada's reputation, Canada's commitment, Canada's financial expertise, and our sense of innovation and partnership that we work with other countries. So it's the first step. There's more to be done. This will unfold over certainly months and I would say over quarters in terms of process to move forward. But it's a very welcome development.
And I'll remind you of the speech he gave where he says, when the U.S. has changed, that's their right, and we have our own imperatives. Play this clip.
Long benefited, that order is crumbling. And many of our former strengths, built on our close ties to the United States, have become our weaknesses. The U.S. has changed. That's their right. And we are responding. That is our imperative. We are responding with speed and ambition, focusing on what we can control, which is to build our strength at home and diversify our partnerships abroad.
And then when a reporter was, was chirping at him a little bit, as they would say, and saying, do you think that, the boycott from Canada of United States tourism and United States products and services, that's an irritant? And Carney's like, you want to know what the real damn irritant is? That Donald Trump's the one who declared a trade war on Canada, and frankly, a real war in Canada, by saying Canada should be the 51st state and that he wanted to conquer it and take it over. And all of Trump's, and the prime minister's the governor, and all of the defamatory and disparaging language. That's the irritant. Here, play this clip of Carney.
What if this alcohol thing becomes more than an irritant? Look,
what's an irritant? 50% tariff on steel, 50% tariff on aluminum, 25% tariff on automobiles, all the tariffs on forest products. Those are more than irritants. Those are violations of our trade deal. Okay?
There you have it, folks. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million subscribers, and thanks everybody for watching.
Love this video? Support independent media and unlock exclusive content, ad-free videos, and custom emojis by becoming a paid member of our YouTube channel today. You can also gift memberships to others. Let's keep growing together.